So namaste, I want to welcome you to get your blanket for your seat. I'd like to explain why.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead and have a seat. Namaste, welcome to this yoga practice. Just spend a few moments being aware of what you're doing right now. The floor underneath your feet, the backs of your thighs in the seat of the chair, and your torso resting on your hips. One of the reasons why we do yoga is to be more present to our body. Calming down. Now you can see from your seat that you really have too much elevation there. So maybe just unfold that blanket a little bit so that you can feel the backs of the thighs on the chair. The knees are not lifted up too much and the feet are on the floor. If the chair is too short, then the knees are up high and you really can't feel the backs of the thighs. If the chair is too high, then the legs hang off. So you want to find a way to feel thighs, hips, and feet on the floor. So we do yoga to keep the body younger and stronger for as long as we can to enable us to be more satisfied with our own life. As you settle down and be more comfortable in your form, notice what's happening to your awareness. Your eyes can be closed or almost closed, kind of gazing more internally than externally. And just begin to kind of shift the weight forward a little bit, your torso, keeping your hips and feet steady. Just feel that freedom of movement as your shoulders begin to come down towards your thighs. A bit of a forward bend. So we do this practice of forward bend to stretch the back of the body. As you begin to fall forward right away, you'll notice some resistance. I want you to pay attention to that resistance. And as soon as you come into as far as I can go and still be comfortable, I want you to stop there, kind of feel that, and sit back up again. We're working on an awareness of your body, an awareness of how it feels to move the body. You notice that every time you repeat this movement, you come a little further forward as the body releases and stretches a little bit more. Try to get that awareness of how one repetition prepares for the next repetition as they become more supple, able to fall forward. Now, one of the things that prevents us from going too far forward is our pelvis can only come too far forward before we begin to run out onto our thighs. So as you come back up again, take the legs apart. And notice the alignment of your thighs and knees and feet. You want the feet and the thighs to be on the same line. Now lift the chest, begin to fall forward. And notice that I can come a little bit further, but now the stretch is very different. So we're working on how the back of the hips begin to open more now in this form. I can now open my heart more and make the back of the body strong while I stretch more of the lower back and the part of my body coming into my hips. Okay, then just bring yourself back into your original form, sit back and relax. So I want to welcome you to this class. Namaste is the word that I use as a greeting, but I also want to recognize that the thing that we share, our consciousness or our divine nature, is expressed in that greeting, Namaste. The style of yoga that I teach is called Vinyasa Yoga. And Vinyasa Yoga is appropriate for adapting the postures to anybody, no matter what level of fitness, flexibility, strength, age, suppleness. Yoga can be done by anybody. Yoga has been around for many, many years. Some say thousands, others say only a couple of hundred. But it doesn't matter because it's very beneficial in keeping this body more youthful for a longer period of time, but enabling us to be more aware of how the body works when I come to a regular disciplined practice of fitness, study, self-awareness. We're going to be doing forward bending today. Forward bending stretches the back of the body. We've already done a little bit of that. I want you to sit back and relax again. Come back into your breathing. I want this to be a very easily performed practice, not working too hard. Notice the pattern of your breathing. Notice the kind of the default pattern that arises. And keep that in mind as you cross your right leg over your left and begin to kind of fold forward, pulling your chest down towards your thigh. Try not to force it. Just trying to keep that heart open, not letting the back round as I stretch the outside of that right leg, crossing it over. Every time you come forward, be pulling yourself, lifting your heart, making the back stronger, deepening the stretch, and noticing where you feel that. So where do you feel that? I mean, actually use the word. Is it your back or your hip, back of the thigh? One more time, folding forward. Now keep that heart lifting. If you look at me, you can say, I'm lifting my heart. I'm not letting the back round, I'm looking up and making my back strong. I want that reaching out with my heart across the room. I want to feel the energy going across the room as I reach out. Okay, let's change legs, crossing over with your left leg. And again, just folding forward, I want that alert back, heart reaching out, reaching across the room with my own awareness. This allows me to project, allows me to be present to how my body feels. And one repetition follows the other, then the other, then the other as I get more stretch. One more time, folding forward. Let's go back to the first leg. But now when you come to this, let the shin be right on top of the knee. I want the lower knee to be right under, coming right over the ankle. And just begin to push the knee down and pick up the foot. This allows you to change the stretch a little deeper. Push the knee down with your hand, pick up the foot. And notice I want this foot active, not relaxed. I want to be flexing the foot to protect the lower leg and the weight comes into the knee. So now you're going a little more deeply. Now if you want an even deeper stretch, let the ankle rest on the knee. Begin to push the knee down and then come forward. So here's 3 different ways to do this simple forward bend. Knee crossed, moving forward. Knee on shin, pushing knee down, picking up foot, getting that hip open in the back a little more. Or ankle on the knee, a deeper forward bend. So we're working on getting more suppleness on the back of that thigh, hamstring, and a group of muscles called the piriformis. So let's do the other side. You may want to begin here, or take the shin right to the knee, begin to fold forward, lift the heart. And also begin to push the knee down. If that's comfortable, then pick up the ankle. I want this foot flexed, so it's not hanging out there, because I want that flexion to pull the lower leg into the knee. If I go more deeply, I take it, knee right over the ankle, ankle right under the knee, deepening my stretch. One more time. Okay, and just sit back, relax. Once again, coming back to breathing. Now we have not focused on breathing at all, and we're going to be doing that for a while here as we begin to work on this forward bend. Notice how your breathing has changed. I want you to notice the breath coming in and down, breath going out and up, just natural breathing. And then how are you aware of this breathing? What is it about the movement of your body that enables you to feel, to know breath? Allow the belly to expand and soften. You're making the body more relaxed here. You've done a few movements. Let the belly expand as you inhale. Let the belly contract as you exhale. Inhale. You may notice there's more sensation somewhere within your body as the breath comes in now, as you inhale. More sensation as the breath leaves the body. Where is that sensation? Just being present to that. And then letting that go. Now letting this intentional movement go is important. Just stop what you're doing and let your awareness flood around wherever you'd like to go in your body. Notice your feet. What are your feet doing? Can you feel them? Notice the backs of your thighs. Notice the form upon which you are resting. Are you sitting straight up? You're leaning back. Then go ahead and sit back up again. Now I'm going to turn my chair around. You don't need to do that. But I'm going to turn my chair around so you can see what the next movement is going to be like. I'm going to add something to this forward bend. So I begin, I take my legs apart. I begin to roll forward. I begin to catch the weight of my body on my feet, the seat coming off the chair and sitting back down again. My knees are wide. Taking my weight forward, catching the weight of my body onto my feet, seat coming off the chair, sitting back down. Now I want you to add your breath to this, folding forward as I exhale. Inhale, kind of pause there. Notice my back is flat. Exhale as I sit back down and inhale again. I'm going to do 4 or 5 of these. Folding forward as I exhale, pause, inhale. Exhale, sit back down. Inhale, sit back. And then sit back and relax. Let the breath return to normal. Let the legs come back onto your initial alignment. And then just one little forward bend here to kind of stretch the back of the body in a symmetrical way. Both sides are folding forward. Left side and right side hips are feeling the movement. Feeling the weight of the body coming onto your feet. Not allowing the back to round, keeping the heart reaching forward. One more time. And sitting back and relaxing. So when we sit back and relax, we want to be aware of what has changed. What has changed in my awareness of my body? What has changed in the awareness of my breath? What has changed in the awareness of my feet? We are deepening our skill, improving our skill of being aware of my body. Letting the breath return to its default form. Now we're going to add something to the previous practice. Let's come forward. Hands are going to come, kind of catch myself here, pause, sit back up, inhale. Taking the weight of my body onto my fingertips, making sure I don't fall. Sitting back up on my chair as I inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Notice my hips are really down. They're close to my seat in my chair, but off. I'm not doing this. I'm just keeping that right angle of my legs and letting the quadriceps go, working my torso begin to come further and further down in between my thighs. So I'm making my pelvis wider. I rock forward to catch myself so I don't fall. Pause. Flatten my back. Sit back up again. One more time. Sit back, relax. You may want to cross your legs. So now you kind of are able to stretch that right side, left side, whichever default form you like, either with the shin or ankle. Kind of play with this yourself. I want this one, I want that deeper stretch. I can push my knee down, grab my ankle, fold forward. Deepening the ability of that right quadricep to stretch. left. Reaching out with my heart. Feeling the energy moving across the room as my back really becomes alive and I'm more present to my environment. And then sit back and relax again. Now move your hips back as far as they can. So I can now lean against the back of the chair and let the torso stay upright. A little more firm and energetic alignment. Now this is making my back strong. As I lift my chest, the shoulder blades come together, the elbows come down, and I kind of rest here in this angle, 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 head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Let the breath return, a little stronger forward. You can see now the body is working a little bit more than when you began. You want to be sure that as you work, the effort that you make is appropriate for your fitness level. If you get tired, you want to take a rest. Hands can rest on the heart, or rest on your thighs. So now we're going to add something to this practice again. Take the legs further apart. But now as I fold forward, pause, and stand up. Stand up like so. Sit back down to the knees, get back over the hips, kind of catch yourself. Sit back up again. Folding forward, grounding your fingers, standing up, if that's appropriate. Knees bending, going right over the ankles. Notice my knees are going wide so I can come down, sit back up again. Now, you may just prefer to come down like so and stand up. Sitting down, so my hands are on my knees, kind of supporting me to make sure I have my balance, or stronger, hands coming down, sitting back up again, sitting back down. And then again, relaxing, letting the breath come back. Any form that you choose to put the body in. While you do that, I'm going to turn the chair back around so we can see me as we go forward into another kind of counter pose for what we just done. I like to sit up firmly. I want that activity in the back of my spine. I want my breath to return. I'm going to shift my weight over to my right, so my right hand kind of comes off the ground. Put my hands on the seat of the chair, reach my leg back, and just begin to stretch that leg. So I'm folding forward. I'm taking my leg back onto my toe and stretching that leg. Just try to go straight back. And then change sides. So now I'm kind of counterposing that forward bend. As I take my leg back, I can feel the stress on the front of my quadricep when I begin to really push the heel away and make that quadricep, top of the leg, really strong. So I'm going to go back to the first side, but now I'm going to do something to that to kind of turn into kind of a back bend and kind of lift the chest. I reach the leg back, ground the toe, lift, and push on the chair. Shoulders come together, and I look up. I want that firmness. And the other side. This is a counter pose to the forward bend. Taking my leg back, grounding toe, lifting. Pushing down, opening my heart. One more time on each side. Kind of play with this yourself. Be sure that you ground the foot. Be sure that you bend the toes. Be sure you push through the heel. Be sure you make that leg as straight as you can. Pull the shoulder blades together and lift. And if the thigh begins to come off the chair, that's okay. You can now engage that first front leg as well. So now, as you come back into the next form, the knees are wide. Now you round the back, look down, look up. So I'm kind of diving down, hands around my knees, and looking up. I dive down, I pull my belly in, round the back, look down, make the back strong as I look up. Good. Nice counter pose. And notice how my arms are. My elbows are high, so as I come down, I open my chest. I'm not letting this happen. I want elbows out the side, we open across the front of the chest. Diving down, really making like dolphining and swimming, really using some energy to get the body moving here. And then sitting back in your form, pausing for a moment, but just now allow the shoulders to kind of rotate around from side to side. Should be a nice, easy movement. Now begin to join your breath to this as you rock from side to side. Shoulders kind of spinning around clockwise a few times, counterclockwise a few times. Sitting back in your chair. Become aware of your body again. Become aware of your feet. Become aware of your breathing. There's one more thing I would like to do. Full forward, reach down and kind of grab the legs of the chair and pull, just grab and pull at your chest. So actually I'm grabbing the side of my chair, or your legs, so I can hang on and lift my chest. I pull and lift. Open my chest and I get that firmness back again one more moment. And I hands on my thighs. I pause for a few breaths. Kind of play with the shoulder. Let the shoulders move around a little bit so they're nice and soft. Really make those shoulders move in both directions. One at a time, really get the freedom of movement. So I really get that opening. And then I sit back and relax. It's difficult to do Shavasana in a chair. But I want you to find a way that you're as comfortable as you can be for the next couple of minutes, doing nothing. Let your eyes be closed or almost closed. Let the body become as if it is dead. Let the belly be soft and full as you inhale. Let the breathing follow its own pattern. If you want to inhale deeply, inhale deeply. And just tuck the chin towards your chest. Bring the back of the neck back so you stretch the back of the body. Let the head come forward to kind of rest in a balanced way over the shoulders. And then again, doing nothing for a few breathing cycles. Eyes closed or almost closed. So as we prepare to bring the class to a close, sit back up again, pause for a moment. I'm going to be doing 3 Oms, and you're welcome to join me if you would like to. I bring my palms towards themselves without actually touching. The backs of my thumbs are touching my sternum. I find my breath. Feel the body moving and breathing, inhaling to deepen the breath. Thank you. Om. Okay. So the screen went out. It doesn't matter. I don't need to see myself.
Oh, well, it was still filming, it says, so that's good.